best exercises for effectively targeting your abs? Well, there are a lot of exercises that are going to target your abs, but in this video I will show you best exercises for developing that six-pack. I will talk about nutrition, supplementation, and common myths that you may be believing in that are holding you back from getting that six-pack. But first, you probably heard that abs are made in the kitchen. While you need to be sufficiently lean to see that well-defined abs, however, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't train them. People are saying, doesn't matter how much ab training you are doing, if you are not lean, you can't see the definition. Imagine saying the same thing for your chest. Don't train your chest because you're not lean enough and you can't see the definition. That's bullshit. Abs are muscles too. If you won't train them and only diet, when you will get lean, you will have a flat stomach without good popping abs. So you need to train them to get them to pop, and you need to diet to get lean enough to see your abs. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Before talking about ab training, we need to look at the basic anatomy of the abs. Abdominal muscles are located between the ribs and pelvis on the front of the body and are divided into four parts. Internal obliques that function to flex, laterally flex, and rotate the trunk. External obliques that function to rotate the trunk. Rectus abdominis, commonly called the six-pack, which functions to flex the lumbar spine. And transverse abdominis, which protects inner organs and stabilizes spine and pelvis before any movement of the limb can occur. To get that six-pack, you need to focus all your attention on the rectus abdominis, which I said earlier performs lumbar flexion function. So to target them effectively, it's important to include some sort of trunk flexion exercise like crunches. However, the problem with a lot of bodyweight crunches is that if you have a strong core, you need to do a lot of reps to get your abs close to failure. So I like to do crunches weighted on a cable machine and doing rope cable crunches. They are going to overload abdominal muscles more. That means they are going to provide higher tension than bodyweight crunches. And I personally feel better my muscle connection when I'm doing them on a cable machine. On cable crunches, you want to grab a rope, kneel down, and crunch while allowing your lower back to round. Don't pull the rope with your arms and use your arms only as the contact point, and do all your job by squeezing your six-pack. You want to control the negative and do it 2 times per week for 3 sets, taking your last set all the way to failure. And on those 2 sets, you want to leave no more than 1 to 2 reps in the tank. And every workout, you want to add a rep or weight for progression. Cable crunches are going to target your entire six-pack with more emphasis on the upper abs. If you want to target more lower abs, then you need to include some leg raising exercise, and hanging leg raises are a great option here. If you can't do leg raises with straight legs, then do hanging knee raises or do leg raises on the Roman chair. Whatever helps you to feel your abs better. You can overload hanging leg raises easily by adding reps or ankle weights every workout. And you want to do the same frequency, intensity, and volume as you did on the cable crunches. If you will train your abs twice per week or once per week with a good intensity, you will be in the optimal weekly volume zone for muscle growth, which is from 6 to 12 sets per muscle group per week. While training will grow and develop your abs, if you are 30% body weight as a man and 40% as a woman, you can't see them, and that's when nutrition comes to the equation. If you want to get lean, you need to be in a caloric deficit. That means you take your maintenance calories and cut from 200 to 500 calories, or 15 to 20% caloric deficit. If you don't know your maintenance calories, then check out calorie calculator, link on which in the description. Small deficit is great because it will allow you to lose weight while minimizing muscle and strength loss, and even allow muscle gain. And you need to eat enough protein. If you are on the maintenance calories, you need to eat from 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day of protein, and if you are in the caloric deficit, you are at higher risk of losing muscle, and you need to eat from 1.8 to 2.7 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. 30% of your calories should come from protein, ideally from the animal-based sources because they contain more leucine than plant-based sources. 50% of your calories should come from carbs and 20% from fat. While what kinds of foods you are eating are less important than total caloric deficit of the day, you still want to prioritize nutritious whole foods than highly processed junk foods because they contain more calories, especially at the weight loss phase. All supplements that will guarantee you to burn that belly fat or speed up your fat loss simply don't work, and they are a waste of your money in time. While I have 3 of my favorite supplements for fat loss and muscle growth, things like creatine, protein powder, and caffeine, you need to get your nutrition on point before considering taking any of those supplements. And the very common myth that will not help you with your journey to get that six-pack is that squats and deadlifts will grow your abs and they are enough for that. This is simply not true. The study from 1997 from Anderson and colleagues showed that back squat activates rectus abdominis very minimally, and that just straight leg sit-up activate abs more than 3 times than the squat. So that tells us that for better ab development, you're better off doing ab isolation exercises and follow weight loss diet. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If so, please leave me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.